Hello, welcome back. Setting up a new business from scratch can be stressful, with around half failing in the first few years. But what strain does it have on a relationship when couples risk everything to set up shop together?
Well, every year about 40% of new businesses in Britain are started by couples, and a new documentary series for the BBC is looking at how well they cope.
We'll be joined by one couple in a moment. First, though, a quick look at how they react when things get a little bit heated.
They can produce the volumes that we want, and I'm assuming that's okay for me to go ahead with that.
Well, it's not. No, it's not okay for you to go ahead with that, because I'm not happy in myself that anybody could do the super Jamaican. I mean, because Jamaican cook it best.
That's ridiculous. Tuscan bean soup. Do you need someone from Tuscany to cook it?
Well, don't ask me.
You like Tuscan bean soup?
Ask the Italians.
But I bet you don't get Tuscans to cook it.
Ask the Italians. All I know a Jamaican chicken and dumpling soup, and I'm going to get a Jamaican to cook it. I need to be happy. That's it.
Husband and wife team Andrew and Teresa Roberts discussing the Jamaican food they sell from their shop in London. They're with us now. Good morning.
Morning.
Well, gosh, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, your discussions are as hot as your food is, probably. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, well, I think we've always argued about everything in life during a relationship.
All right, so that's just run of the mill. What we saw there.
Is it?
I'm fine. He's water. He calms me down.
Yeah.
So how did you decide to actually set up a business together? What was the sort of motivation behind it?
Well, we both sort of worked on other things, and I finished going into the office about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do something together because we've sort of, been happily together for about 25 years, and we just wanted to set a business up together. It's been fun.
and the thing is, Andrew's from Falmouth, Cornwall, and I'm from Jamaica, Black River, Jamaica. And Patty's is the children of the Cornish Bassie. So
Yeah.
Patty's is in our DNA, really. And never having taste really good enough patties in England, and I love to promote Jamaica and my culture. It was just right for me to do this business.
It wasn't just the patties weren't really the bone of contention. It was the soup, wasn't it? The chicken soup.
It was the famous chicken and dumpling soup.
Chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and Jamaican dumplings.
They're very important. They have to, I always say float, they have to sink to the bottom. They're very different to English
And you were
dumplings.
very particular. Nobody could make it apart from you initially.
Yeah, well, I mean, no matter what anyone says, it's very difficult for anyone to read from a recipe and give the Jamaican taste. It's the way you make things. The recipe is one thing, but it's the way you make them. And the chicken and dumpling soup is obviously going to taste better when a Jamaican makes it.
Can you not? You can't pass it on to anybody else.
Well,
No, I mean, this is obviously a new thing that, all Italian food has to be cooked by Italians,
Yes.
all Indian food has to be cooked by Indians, all Jamaican food has to be cooked by Jamaicans, apparently.
well, it's also the spice and the pepper. I mean, every day we get some people coming to Jamaica Patico, and they just die of the taste of having some Scotch bonnet pepper. So how can it, and it needs to be authentic. So
What
we
is
need to have
Scotch
it
bonnet
hot.
pepper?
A hot pepper.
Is it?
Yeah, Scotch bonnet is the really hot Jamaican pepper that's used in a lot of the
Right.
So
food.
you're one of several couples who feature in this programme with to greater or lesser degrees of success, and we see how really difficult it can be. I mean, the two of you actually do pretty well, really, don't you?
Yeah, we're still here.
I suppose the thing is, if you're working together as a married couple, you can say things that other business partners might not say to each other. There's a degree of friction to which you're prepared to go, which can be, I suppose, a good thing and a bad thing.
I mean, it's very, very difficult, and I think we've been doing it now for 18 months. I think the key is to work out who is responsible for which bits, and then you narrow down the things that you fight over to the bits sort of in the middle, where you
Teresa
both
was
have a bit
the
of
chicken
input.
and Jamaican dumpling soup initially. But how do you split things up then?
Well, I mean, I sort of look after finance, and the argument about the soup primarily was, I mean, Teresa gets up at 6 o'clock every morning to make the soup. Now, that's not sustainable for a business that grows, for her to make chicken and dumpling soup for, more stores and to get up every morning. So I wanted the soup made by somebody else.
And how are you finding customers? Are they? Because this is an original idea, isn't it, Teresa? How are they reacting?
Well, customers are really, really liking our product and liking what we're doing. also Jamaica itself is absolutely pleased with what we're doing, because it's also, to me, it's not even about the business and the passion, it's also about promoting my country, Jamaica. I am passionate about my country, and I like to see the world to see what good quality food we've got, and that's why the JPC has a lot of good quality brand in store from Jamaica.
But the statistics for businesses that start up and then fail in the first 2 years are pretty terrifying, aren't they?
I mean, if you look at I mean, as a financial proposition, you'd be mad to set up a food business.
But so many, or any business, but so many couples do it.
Yeah, they do. I mean, and it is a fun thing to do, and it's great. But you have to go in with your eyes open. I mean, we view this really as probably at least a 10-year project, and we're a bit later in life. So 10 years seems like quite a long way away at the moment. But it's, you know, it probably was an odd time for us to start it, but fun.
And what advice would you give to other couples who are thinking of going into business together?
Make sure you work together.
Yes.
And and be honest with each other. Honesty is the best thing. So, and I'm brutally honest to Andrew, I'm sorry, and everybody else, you know, and honesty, and I work hard.
What about that sort of division? Because the thing I always think is there's no off time, is there? Because you will always be discussing it. What's it like for you?
There's no off time, you're right. We go to bed, we talk about it, we wake up, we talk about it, and it's been very difficult. But when you're in business, you just have to keep working hard at everything.
But it does take over your life, and you know, it's your big topic of conversation. I'm sure friends find it very boring.
Well, it's our baby, and that's what it is.
Good luck.
Wish you all the very best with it.
Thanks
so much for telling us about it this morning.
That is all from Breakfast this morning.
We're back tomorrow with the last of our election road shows. We're both going to be out on the sofa. Can you keep it a secret till tomorrow?
I think we might.
Do we even know where we're going?
I have a vague idea. We'll have all the latest political news on the eve of polling. Also be taking a closer look at the secret life of sharks. That's all tomorrow. We will be out on the road with our sofa.
See you then. Bye-bye.